Hey everyone, it's Tara. Welcome back to my channel, Tara Talks Books. Today I'm going to be giving some recommendations on the hate to love trope. It is one of my favorite tropes in romance novels. So if you'd like to see what I recommend, go ahead and keep watching. So my first recommendation for the hate to love trope is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This one's pretty popular on BookTube and like Bookstagram and I think TikTok too now. But anyways, this one is Lucy and Joshua. They're opposites and they're like co-CEOs of a publishing agency or company, and they're up for the same position, and so they're both vying for that position, and things come to a head. There's tension. I really enjoyed this one. It was a fun read. One of my first hate to love romances that I read, and so it's just really stuck with me. So the next one I have is also by Sally Thorne, and it's Second First Impressions, and this one is set at a retirement community. It's where Ruthie, the heroine, works, and Teddy comes, and he is the owner's son, and he has to stay there because he's saving up money to open up his own tattoo shop. But their first like encounter is prior to them meeting at this retirement community where they're both staying, and it's at like a gas station, I think, and he mistakes her for like an elderly woman, and she's like taken aback by it. So they get off on the wrong foot, and it starts like hate to love. And so I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was sweet, and I liked Teddy's personality, and I liked Ruthie and Teddy's love story. So the next one I have is Kiss My Cupcake by Helena Hunting. So this one is between Blair and Ronan, and Blair owns a cupcake shop, and Ronan owns an axe throwing bar that is next to Blair's shop, and they both have grand openings the same day. So to kind of like compete against each other, they kind of butt heads because they're both trying to be successful when they're opening their shops. So they go back and forth, and it's a cute love story. I enjoyed the banter a lot in this one. So the next hate to love is Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark, and that's the first one in the Brutal Birthright series by her. And this one is with Callum and Ada, and they are both part of like rival mafia families, and there is a marriage pact put in place where they have to get married after an incident happened in the beginning of the book. And their like first part of their marriage is like them doing like horrible things to each other. So this one is definitely like hate to love at first. They do all kinds of tricks on each other and get into lots of shenanigans, getting like back or like trying to one up each other. So I thought this was a good hate to love mafia romance. So the next one I have is Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. This is the third one in the Brown Sisters trilogy. I've really liked that entire trilogy. So this one is kind of hate to love. It's more like get off on the wrong foot to love, but this one is about Eve, and she's the youngest of the three sisters, and she's kind of like flighty and not as responsible, and so her parents are kind of forcing her out, and she has to find a job on her own. So she goes to a B&B that's hiring, and she meets Jacob, and so she goes through like the interview process with him, and then unfortunately she ends up hitting him with her car on accident, and so it kind of goes from there. And so they start off in this on the wrong foot because of that situation that happened of her hitting him with the car. But I really thought this one was cute, and Jacob is actually on the autism spectrum, so it has that representation in it. I really loved this love story between Jacob and Eve, and it definitely has like some spice in it. So the next one I have is by Mariana Zapata. It's from Luke Off with Love, and this one is between Jasmine and Luke Off, and they are both figure skaters, and Lukoff is in need of a partner, and Jasmine is kind of down on her luck, and she feels like this might be her last chance to compete, and so she takes it. But they've known each other for a long time because Lukoff's family owns the skating rink she trains at, and she has trained there for a really long time because she's friends with the family, and they kind of got off on the wrong foot back when they were younger, and so they kind of banter back and forth, and I actually really like their banter, and it's kind of their development from there. They go through the training together to go up to this competition and compete together. I really enjoyed it, and it's definitely like a dislike to love, hate to love, I guess, at first, but it's really sweet in the end. I enjoyed it. So the last one I have is a historical romance, and it's The Viscount Who Loved Me by Julia Quinn. This is the second one in the Bridgerton series, and it's the one between Anthony and Kate. And Anthony and Kate get off on the wrong foot. Kate does not want Anthony courting her sister because she thinks he's a rogue and that he's not going to treat her sister well. So she kind of like blocks that, and it's their like story from there. So those are all the hate to love romances that I have read so far. I really enjoy this trope. I always think it's fun, and I enjoy the banter between the couples in the romance novels. And so thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you would like, and I will just talk to you later. Bye.